Hi everyone, welcome to Get Your Play Online. My name is Michelle, and today for ABC Arts and Crafts, we're going to be learning all about the letter F, and we're going to make this super cute flamingo craft. So if you want to learn all about the letter F with me today and make this awesome little flamingo, then just follow along with me. And we're going to be making a flamingo two different ways today so that all my friends can follow along. We're going to make our paper flamingo, and we're also going to make a handprint flamingo so that our friends that maybe aren't ready to use scissors yet can still follow along with us. So I will show you everything you need for today's activity. I have it all right here in front of me. We are first and foremost going to need some paper, and I have a couple pieces of white paper here. I have one piece of white paper so that I can do my handprint flamingo, and I have another piece of white paper so that I can practice writing the letter F. So grab a couple pieces of white paper, and you'll also need a piece of pink construction paper if you have it. If you don't have pink construction paper, you can still do this activity. You'll just need a piece of white paper and a pink marker. So grab your paper and grab a couple of markers. I have a pink marker and a black marker with me. I also have a pencil so that I can write the letter F and practice writing. I have glue, scissors, and of course I have some pink paint so that I can make my handprint. If you don't have pink paint, you can of course mix red and white together, but just be sure to ask mom and dad for some help while you're mixing the paint, so we don't get paint everywhere and we can mix it nice and cleanly. And then I have some cotton balls here to apply the paint to my hand. You can use a paintbrush if you have it, but I just like cotton balls because they're easy to dispose of, and I just have them laying around. Also, please make sure mom and dad know that you are going to be using scissors. You might have to ask them where the scissors are, and just make sure that you're with an adult while you're using scissors today. And then lastly, I have some wipes over here just to wipe my hand off after I make my handprint. You can, of course, run over to your sink and wash your hands. That's great, but since I don't want to interrupt our activity, I'm just going to be wiping my hands with a wet wipe today. So let's go ahead and get started on learning all about the letter F. We're going to learn how to write the letter F, and we're going to learn the letter F sound all before we start making our flamingos. So here is the letter F. And if you tuned in last week to see the elephant craft for the letter E, you'll notice that the letter F looks pretty similar to the letter E. It's just missing one leg at the bottom. So here's our letter F. And the letter F makes a sound just like every letter in our alphabet, and it sounds like this. So if you think about the word flamingo, f, 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 and you listen to the first sound, that is the sound that the letter F makes. F, f, f. Your teeth are going to go on your bottom lip, and you're going to blow air out and make a f sound. Let's sing our letter sound song so that we can remember what sound our letter F makes. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Every letter makes a sound, and F says F, and F says F, and F says F. Every letter makes a sound, and F says F. Great job, guys! Now that we know what sound the letter F makes, we can start learning how to write the letter F. So I'll scoot you guys down. Letter F, like I said, is kind of similar to our letter E that we did last week. It has lots of straight lines, and you do have to pick your hand up to write the letter F. So I like to practice with my finger first. We're going to start at the top of our page, and you make a straight line down, pick your finger up, back to the top, straight line across, straight line across. Great job. There's lots of straight lines in the letter F. Let's try it one more time. I'm going to practice with my finger. So start at the top of your page and make a straight line down. Pick your finger up, back to the top, straight line across, straight line across. Great. I think we're ready to start writing with our pencils. And I would normally use a pencil, but just so you guys can see it on video, I'm going to use a marker so it shows up on camera. So let's practice writing our letter F. I'm going to start on this line. Place your pencil at the top, drag a straight line down, pick it up and back to the top, straight line across, straight line across. And there's your letter F. Great job. Let's try it again. Sometimes I like to make a mark where I'm going to start my letter. So I made a tiny little dot. I'm going to drag my pencil down, straight line down, pick it up, back to the top, straight line across, and straight line across. Awesome job. Let's do it one more time and then we can get into our crafts. Ready? Start at the top. Straight line down, pick it back up, straight line across, straight line across. Awesome job, friends. Let's see, which one of these Fs do I like the best? I really like this F here at the end. I'm gonna circle my best F so that when we're making our crafts, we have something to kind of look back on and see how our letter is supposed to look. Great, so now that we know how to write the letter F, let's get started on our crafts. So I would like to start with our handprint flamingo. That means we're going to need to get our pink paint and a white piece of paper. So I've got my paint and like I said, I've got some cotton balls over here too. You can, of course, use a paintbrush if you have one. So here I've got my setup, got my paint and cotton balls, and we're going to be placing our hand on the paper like this. It's going to be a little bit different than any of the handprint art that we've done before on this segment. Your hand is going to go right in the middle of your paper. Your fingers are all together and your thumb is sticking up towards the top of your paper. All right, so let's get to painting. I'm gonna just use my cotton ball to paint the palm of my hand. And don't forget to get all your fingers. Get a nice even layer on there. And for my thumb, I kind of like to put the paint on the side instead of like here on the bottom. That way the thumbprint shows up a little better. Great job. Nice even layer on the palm of your hand and all your fingers. Okay, that looks good to me. Is everybody ready? We're going to put our handprint on our paper now. Okay. And parents, get those wipes ready if you have them. So ready, we're going to place our palm, like I said, right in the middle of our paper. Squeeze your fingers together and make sure your thumb is sticking out at the top. So if you need to, you can hold on to your thumb like this. Ready? And press. And you can press down on your palm just so you can make sure there's no missing spots. All right, let's peel it off. Awesome. So now you can go back in, and I'm using my finger here. If there's any missing spots on your flamingo, you can kind of just use your finger to fill them in. And then here at the top, we're going to do one more thing with the thumb. We are going to make a curved line that comes toward us. And this is going to be the head of our flamingo. So I am just using my finger. I'm adding more paint up here coming off of the thumb. Make a little curved line and then a small circle shape for the head and neck of our flamingo. Great. So I'm gonna wipe my paint off my hand. You can run to the sink and wash your hands. And I will pick up my paper and show you what mine looks like as soon as I get all this paint off my hands. All right, I've got some clean hands. Let me show you what I got on my paper, just in case you need a little bit of a reference for your head and your neck. This is the part that I added with the paint. It's just a curvy line and a circle at the top. And I do want to show you a picture of a real flamingo, because I know some of you might know that flamingos are pink, but this is a real picture. It's a picture of a real life flamingo in his natural habitat. And you can see he's got a really long neck and he's got a pretty big beak. So that is kind of what we're aiming for today when we make these flamingo crafts. And I want to show you one more picture. I really love this picture of our flamingo because flamingos are known for standing on one leg. So in this picture, you can clearly see our friend is standing on one leg and he's got this other leg bent. And they like to stand like that when they're resting. They like to live near big bodies of water, just like this one, and they often will bathe together and hunt for fish together in a big flock. So basically, flamingos are really big birds that really love the water, and they have tall, long legs. So this is what we're going for with our flamingo crafts today. That's why I gave my little handprint a really long neck at the top. Okay, great. So we're going to set this aside and let it dry. And we are going to start working on our little construction paper flamingo. So I will teach you a really easy way how to draw an F on your piece of paper. So first, if you don't have pink construction paper laying around, I'll show you how I would do this with just a white paper and pink marker. So this is for my friends who don't have pink construction paper, because I know not everybody has a pack of construction paper laying around their house. So this is how I would make mine with just a pink marker and white paper. We're going to use this short edge of our paper. So if you put your paper in front of you, hot dog style, we're going to use this shorter edge to make a really perfect straight line for our F. So I like to kind of outline the straight line of my paper. Great. And then I'm also going to use this straight line here at the top. So I'm going to outline that part too. Okay, and if you need help remembering what your F looks like, just look at the paper that we wrote our F's on together, like this. I'm going to use this paper for reference. So now we're going to make little rectangles that come out the side of the straight line that we just drew. So do you see how I just drew a rectangle? It's nice and straight because we're using the paper kind of like how we would use a ruler. Okay, and now I'm going to go down just a little bit and I'm going to draw another rectangle. And then lastly, I'm going to make this long line into a very tall rectangle. And if you're using your pink marker, this is where you would color it in. So for my friends that are using their pink marker and the white construction or the white paper, this is how you would make your F. So while you guys are coloring in your pink F on your white paper, I'm gonna go ahead and show this on my pink construction paper. So you basically do the same exact thing. You're gonna outline the short side of your paper. Give it a nice thick outline. And then you're going to outline just a little bit here at the top, probably about as big as your palm, the palm of your hand. That's how far you're going to outline on for your short rectangles. And remember, make a line, make a longer line. And this one you're going to want to do in pencil so you can erase. I like to use marker when I'm doing these activities with you guys just so you can see it nice and easy on the camera. But if you're using the pink construction paper, definitely use a pencil so you can erase your lines, okay? And then we're going to go down a little bit, make another rectangle. And I'm sorry, this part, you might not be able to see it because I'm using pencil, but I'll outline it in marker as soon as I'm done. And then make one long rectangle using the straight line of your paper coming up this side. Okay, so I'm going to make this rectangle just a little bit thicker. And now I'm going to outline it in pink marker so you guys can see just a little bit easier before I start cutting, okay? The great thing about the letter F is that you can really build it using straight lines and using rectangles. So it's a little bit easier for us to draw this big letter. Okay, so I have my F on my paper. And my friends that were coloring in your F with pink marker, hopefully you guys are just about caught up to us here. We are ready to start cutting it out, and I'm just gonna erase my pencil so that it's all ready to cut out with scissors. Be nice and gentle when you erase. You don't want to accidentally rip your paper. I've definitely done that before. So we are just erasing any pencil lines inside the F, and we're ready to cut out. So make sure that mom and dad are helping you or watching you while you're using your scissors, okay? So the great thing about the way we drew this letter F is that we don't even need to cut this out. We're just going to leave this one long side as it is because it's already nice and straight. So that means we can start cutting these lines here on the inside. We're just going to cut our very best nice and straight lines. And here at this point, when I'm almost ready to cut everything out, I like to make a straight line all the way up and just totally cut everything out, and then I can go back in, and it's much easier to cut out this middle part. And be nice and gentle when you're cutting out this middle part because we don't want to rip our F. All right, there you have it, friends. There's our paper F. It's looking really good. And if you're watching this live and I'm going too fast, of course you can comment and let me know if you want me to go back or if you missed a step. You can definitely comment and I will see it on our live video. Okay, so now we're going to draw out the head and the body for our flamingo. So definitely use pencil for this one because we're gonna need to erase more lines. So I'm using my letter F to kind of see how big I need to make my flamingo head. So here it's gonna be kind of like a circle with a triangle on the end. So I'm going to kind of just draw a circle around this top leg of my letter F. And now that I have my circle, I can draw kind of like a little triangle shape at the end for the beak. So I'm going to start with a triangle shape. I really hope you guys can see that. And then I'm going to make the end of the triangle kind of curved, like a flamingo's beak. And I'm going to outline this in pink marker so you guys can see what I just drew before I cut it out. So there is the flamingo head. As you can see, I drew a circle and then I made a triangle come off of the circle. And then at the very end of my triangle, I kind of made the tip of it a little bit curved for the curvy shape of the flamingo beak. And if you're using your white paper, just do it the exact same way and color in with your pink marker. Now we just have to draw the body for our flamingo. And again, I'm kind of using my letter F to see how big I should draw the body. So I'm going to kind of just draw another circle around this bottom leg of my F. I'm using it to measure. And the body of our flamingo is going to be kind of an oval shape, and then we're going to have feathers coming off the side. So let me outline this in pink so you guys can see what I drew, because I know it's probably really hard to see the pencil on camera. There we go. So for the body, I just drew kind of a circle and then I put 3 points at the top to make it look like flamingo feathers. So now we are ready to cut out our head and our body shape. So get your scissors and just gently cut along the lines that you drew for the body and the head. And be especially careful around the beak shape because it's going to be pointy at the end. We don't want it to fall or rip. Great. There's my head shape. And here is my body shape. And I'm cutting out these pointy parts really carefully. It's going to be kind of like cutting out triangles. So here's my body shape. And you can erase your lines now. You could erase them before you cut them out. That might be a little easier. But just go in and erase all of your pencil lines. And you can ask mom or dad for help with this one too. It might be kind of hard to erase all these pencil lines once you've already cut out the shapes. So I'm just erasing, erase, erase, nice and gentle. All right, we're ready to glue on our shapes to our F, to our letter F. There we go. Okay, so here is the F that we cut out. Our head is going to go on the first leg, the first rectangle right at the top. And our body is going to go here on the second leg. And it's really up to you how you want to glue these on. You could put your wing like way out here if you want, or you could totally cover up the letter F and put it right over that second rectangle. The head shape, you can put it further out here, or you can cover up the leg of the F. So what I like to do for mine is put some glue on the actual letter F. And then I'm going to stick my body shape on top of the glue. And now for the head. Again, I'm putting the glue on my F shape. And then I'm putting my head on top of the glue. Okay, there's only a couple more things left to do for our paper flamingo, and I am going to take my black marker and I'm going to color in a beak for my flamingo. So the beak should be right about here. And most of the time, flamingos' beaks are like a black color or a darker, a really, really dark blue, orange, or pink color. I'm just using a black marker. And just color in the end of that little triangle shape that you made to make it look like a flamingo beak. And next, I'm just going to draw a little shape for the eye. I like to draw a little curve to make it look like the flamingo has its eyes closed. You can just draw a little dot if you want. And if you have a pink marker, you can go in and add some detail on the body. You can make like a little baby wing and color it in, whatever you want your flamingo to look like. Because flamingos they all have the same body parts and the same kind of coloring, but every flamingo is going to be just a little bit different. Kind of like how every person is just a little bit different. We all have different characteristics that make us unique. So your flamingo can look unique too. Okay, so here is my flamingo. And even just making one by myself and making one with you guys, both of my flamingos turned out pretty different from each other. So if you made one of these flamingos, I would really love to see it and see everyone's unique takes on the letter F and their paper flamingo. So now that we're all done with our paper F flamingo, we're going to come back to our handprint flamingo, and mine is pretty dry. At this time, mine has almost completely dried, so it's just about ready for me to draw on it. But if you're watching this at home, definitely make sure that yours is totally dry before you try drawing on it with a marker. And you can, of course, ask mom and dad for help with this part if you're not really sure how to draw on your painted handprint. But basically what we're going to do is just add a little beak with a black marker. We're going to add one little eye and we're going to add our legs. And for the legs, I'm going to kind of use my picture for reference. I really like how this flamingo is standing on one leg, so I'm going to try and copy that with my handprint flamingo. So I have my picture here off to the side. I'm going to draw one leg straight down, and the other leg, well, let's make it nice and long. The other leg is going to kind of come out this way like that. He's bending his leg and standing straight on the other one. So there's our handprint flamingo, and you parents, if you did this part for your child, you can have them go in and be creative and maybe color some water at the bottom, maybe draw a sunset. So there are plenty of ways to let your kid be a little creative on this part. Even if they only did their handprint and they wanted you to do the marker part, you can let them go in and kind of draw the background. Awesome. There's my handprint flamingo. And I will, at the top, I'm going to write flamingo, and I'm going to add my name at the bottom. So let's spell it together. It starts with an F, of course, L, A, M, I, N, G, O, flamingo, and I'm gonna underline the letter F because F is for flamingo. And at the bottom, I'm just gonna add my name because every artist should label their beautiful masterpieces. All right, friends, that's all I have for you today. Thanks so much for following along with me and learning about the letter F. I hope you had lots of fun creating flamingos with me. And if you did make one of these, be sure to take a picture and ask mom or dad to post it on Instagram or Facebook and tag us here at Get Your Play Online so we can see your beautiful creations. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you next week at Get Your Play Online. Bye!